Hi everybody, what's up? My name is Izzy and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing the DCP tag. Basically what this is, if you don't know, is it's a whole bunch of questions about the DCP and I'm just going to be answering them. Shout out to my friend Jackson, he was the one that gave me this idea. He's starting a YouTube channel, so as soon as he starts that, I'm going to list it down in the description below. In case anyone's wondering what I'm looking down at, I have my iPad right here with all of the questions. I've got my Disneyland sweatshirt on. It's super cold in my house right now and we are quarantined because of coronavirus, so that's that about that. I'm feeling super Disney and I am so excited to answer these questions for you guys. Also, a couple things in this video. The questions that are asked might be a little bit repetitive if you saw my last video, which is all about my DCP application experience. So if you are curious about anything in detail about that experience, make sure to check out that video. I'll link it down in the description below. So without any further ado, let's get started. The first question is, how did you hear about the program? So I actually heard about the program because in my sorority, a couple of my sorority sisters, after they graduated, they did the program and I knew nothing about it. I just knew that they were moving to Disneyland or Walt Disney World, and I really had no clue that you kind of had a say in what roles that you get for the program. I didn't know anything else about the program besides that one of my sorority sisters was working at a restaurant in Disneyland, and that was that. So my first thought of what the program even was that you get to go work at a restaurant in Disneyland, which obviously it's still working in Disneyland. That's still awesome, but that's not really something that I wanted to do. It wasn't until I kind of was poking around YouTube that I learned more about the Disney College program, and that's because I knew that I wanted to work for the Walt Disney Company after I graduated. So I decided to look up videos on YouTube relating to like working at the parks and like working with the Walt Disney Company, and that's how I stumbled upon the DCP and DCP videos, and I learned that it's so much more than just working at a restaurant in Disneyland. So that's how I learned about the program. The second question is, what was the interview process like? And you can look back to my other video all about my application process if you want to know more about the interview process that I went through. After I applied, it took a couple hours for me to get my WBI. And what the WBI is the web-based interview, and it's basically like an online personality test to make sure that you have the right values and ethics to work for the Walt Disney Company. It was pretty easy, and then immediately once you're done, it tells you if you pass or not. It told me immediately that I passed and to schedule a phone interview, and then I got an email saying that there was an extremely high amount of applicants, so my phone interview was going to be delayed. My phone interview was 2 weeks after my WBI. I had my phone interview. It was amazing. I talk more about that in my other video, like I said. And after that, it took a little over a month for me to find out if I got in, and I found out on March 5th that I not only got in, but I got my dream role. So that's a little bit about my interview process. Again, check out my other video if you want to see a more detailed look at my application process overall. The next question is, where were you when you found out? So I also talk about this in my other video, but I was at work when I found out. The day that I found out, I didn't know that an application wave was happening. And what an application wave, or like a wave is basically how acceptances work. Is there'll be like wave days where one day we'll have a whole bunch of acceptances, and if it's not a wave day, then most likely you won't find out if you're accepted or not. So the day that I found out, it was a Thursday, and I did not know it was a wave day. I didn't really check my emails all day, and I was at work. It was around 7 p.m., 7:30, and I checked my emails, and I'm just scrolling, looking through my emails like normal. The congratulations email popped up, and I started freaking out and running all around and screaming, and it was just crazy, and I called my family, and so that's how I found out. That's where I was when I found out. The fourth question is, what is your role and what were your preferred roles? My role, in case you didn't know, is Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique / Pirates League. Basically, if you don't know what that role is you're either assigned to the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique or Pirates League. You do makeovers on little boys and girls. In the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, you're turning children into princesses and knights, and at the Pirates League, you're turning boys and girls into mermaids and pirates. Most people are assigned to the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique because there are more locations, and the people that work for the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique are called fairy godmothers in training, and that's what I am. Hopefully, if I get assigned to Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, honestly, I don't care which one I get. Both of them are going to be magical and so amazing. It's literally making little kids' dreams come true, which is all I wanted to do in Disney World on the program, so I'm really grateful that I get that opportunity. I also talked about this in my other video. Like I said, this is kind of repetitive, so go check that out if you haven't, but my dream roles were the role that I got. That was my number 1, Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. Number 2 was PhotoPass photographer, and then tied at number 3 were attractions and merchandise depending on the location. Merchandise because I have a lot of experience in sales. I love sales. I would love to work at Galaxy's Edge. Shout out to Tommy's Tomorrowland. I think that he is living the dream. It looked like he had so fun on his program doing merch for Galaxy's Edge, and that would be so awesome. I would love to do that. Or for attractions, I would love to be either at the new Spider-Man attraction or at Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. That would be so much fun. I'm a huge Marvel nerd. I love it so much. Or obviously a Skip Around the Jungle Cruise or something interactive like that where you have little spiels. That would be so much fun, and I would love to do that. So those were my dream roles. Obviously I got my number 1 dream role, and I'm so excited. I can't even express how happy I am that I got that, and I'm so grateful that I ended up getting my number 1 dream role. I know not everyone is as lucky, and I just feel so fortunate to be given that opportunity to have my dream role. So the next question is, how did you find your roommates and how many do you want? So how I found my roommate was kind of a coincidence. It was a very lucky coincidence. Basically, I had been looking for a roommate for ever since I got in, which is 2 weeks now, and I was really striking out everyone that I connected with that I wanted a room with. We either had the same arrival date but different end dates, or the same end date and different arrival dates. And how linking works is you have to have the same arrival date and the same end date. So basically there's 4 different arrival dates and 4 different end dates, so that's a really unlikely chance of finding someone that you click with that has the same dates. So from my university, it's really rare to find someone doing the Disney College program. I only have ever known 2 people that have done it, and that's only because they were in my sorority. When I did stumble upon someone from my university that also is doing the Disney College program, I immediately followed them on Instagram and we followed each other, and she posted on the DCP Facebook page that she was still looking for a roommate, and I read her roommate survey and stuff like that you post on the Facebook page, and we're very similar, and we have the same preferences in terms of how we live and the lifestyle and how we like the room and everything. And she's also from my university, and we had the same arrival date and end date. So as soon as I saw that, I immediately messaged her on Instagram and told her that I would love to be roommates, and she was like, oh my god, yes, that's perfect. So that's how we found each other, and that's how we linked. And it's just really nice knowing that we have the opportunity to meet in person before we move to Florida. So that was really nice. Also the fact that we're both coming from the West Coast, going all the way over to Florida for the first time. It's really going to be nice to have someone that is in the same boat in that sense as well. In terms of how many roommates I want in total, ideally I would like to be only sharing a room with one other person, just because I don't want to share a room with more than one person. I've never shared a room with more than one person. I don't want to spend too much money on rent, because I'd rather spend more money on doing fun things in the parks and being able to save up and go to the Halloween parties and the special parties and things like that. So I don't really know how many people I want to live with, but we'll see what happens. Don't really know, so stay tuned for that. The next question is, what are you going to miss while on the program? A lot. I'm obviously going to miss my family. This will be the first time that I'm moving far enough away where I won't be able to just come home and visit for a weekend. So that's going to be a little hard. However, I'm kind of independent in the sense that the first time I got homesick was 2 years into college. I don't really get homesick easily, so that'll be okay. But obviously I'm gonna miss my family and miss being able to see them. I'm really gonna miss my dog. I love my dog so much. She is my little baby. Shout out to you, Elsa. Oh yeah, my dog's name is Elsa. I'm going to miss my friends so much, but it'll make me feel a little bit better since I am graduating. So it's not like I had the option to like stay with my friends at my college town because we're moving anyway. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Obviously I'm gonna be homesick. I'm gonna miss my friends. I'm gonna miss my family, but it's nothing that I can't handle. And obviously it's not like I'm never gonna see them ever again. The next question is, what is your favorite Disney park? Oh, this is hard. Obviously I love Disneyland. That's my home park. That's where I grew up going. I've gone there so many times, like more times than I can count. And I love California Adventure. It's also like one of my home parks. And the fact that Adventures Campus opens this summer, I think it's gonna be a deal breaker. I think it's gonna make it literally my favorite park ever because I love Marvel so much. Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, that ride is everything. Last time I was in Disneyland and I went to California Adventure, I rode Mission Breakout, I kid you not, 11 times in one day. No one was at the parks and we just kept going on it over and over and over again, and oh my gosh, that ride is everything. And the new Spider-Man ride, it's going to be so good. I'm so excited. I'm already planning a Disney trip in July to go. It opens July either 16th or 17th. I'm not quite sure, but it opens in July and I'm going at the end of July, and I'm going to go. In case you didn't know, Spider-Man is literally my favorite character ever, of Marvel, of Disney, of anything. So the fact that he's getting his own ride, and it's trackless and it's supposed to be awesome, so I'm really pumped. That's why I think California Adventure is gonna be my favorite. In terms of Disney World, I have gone to Disney World, I've been twice, and my favorite park is probably, I would say Studios. Hollywood Studios is probably my favorite. And I went like before they had all the new additions, like there was no Galaxy's Edge, there was no Toy Story Land, so it'll probably be my favorite like now even more. I am so excited to go back and see it all, and we'll see what is my favorite now next time I go. The next question is, what is the first thing you want to do when you get there? The first thing that I want to do is go to Magic Kingdom. I want to see Cinderella's castle. I want to walk in and see everything and take it all in. Even though Magic Kingdom is so similar to Disneyland, it is so different. I just remember that moment of walking in on Main Street and seeing Cinderella's castle. It just literally takes your breath away. So that's the first thing that I want to do when I am able to go to the parks. However, I know that when I get to Florida, that's not the first thing I'll be able to do. In reality, the first thing I will do is go check into the hotel. So the next question is, what is the number one thing on your bucket list? I have a lot of things on my DCP bucket list. Number one thing on my bucket list, I don't know. Probably riding Flight of Passage, just because I've never ridden it and everyone that I know that's gone on it says that it's literally the best ride ever. So probably Flight of Passage. That's probably number one. So the last question is, what is one thing you hope to take away from your program? So, well, that's making me kind of emotional. Overall, the experience and the connections that I make and kind of building onto that, this is something that I really want to use as a stepping stone for my career. I hope to work for the Walt Disney program in a more professional capacity, so I hope to take away valuable connections within the company, like for a future job or career within the company for sure. Okay, so that was the DCP tag. I hope that you all learned a little bit more about me and what I hope to take from the program, and I hope that you are excited to follow me along my journey. Make sure to subscribe for more videos. I'm gonna try to upload every single week. I have a lot more exciting things planned. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week.